Yo, what's happening? This is Carl Thomas, chilling right here on YouKnowIGotSoul.com.
Alright, Carl, the new album is out, Conquer. You know, talk to me about the album and just the approach you took on this album compared to your previous ones.
This album is a collection of records that I affectionately call hero music. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I call it that is because the stories that I'm telling, you know, the hero always wins. You know, that is the thread that holds you know, the songs together. You know, we're kind of used to hearing a one-sided story when it comes to R&B music. You're used to hearing the women, you know, talk about what it is that they need and what they desire and what have you. And you're really not used to hearing opinions from men, you know. And the opinion, and when you do hear opinions from men, they're usually vulgar.
Yeah. Yep.
To be perfectly honest with you. And this album is just a celebration, and not only is it a celebration, but this is dedicated to the fans, and it's also dedicated to the couples, because one of the things I want to be known for is a fella that wasn't afraid to start the conversation with his R&B.
Yeah, cool. And you've mentioned time and time again, you're not the type of artist to release an album every year. You know, you like to wait a few years in between. So how do you know when's the right time to start recording?
Well, it's really not that. That just, you know, it's not that I have a preference. What I meant by saying that is that just hasn't been the way it's been for me. You know, but with that being said, you are right, man. Time is everything. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's really important that you understand, you know, season. You know, it being your season to come out and whatnot. I watch Dr. Dre a lot, you know, and I don't really know if it's so much him procrastinating as it is him just being a master of the moment and waiting for the right moment. I think some people just really, really, really have mastered how to do that. Yeah. You know?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And your last album, So Much Better, was in 07. So how have you grown as an artist and, you know, as a person in that time?
Well, the music itself is a little bit more broad-based. I didn't really feel like anything was broken with my style, so I didn't really disturb that. But I wanted to, you know, widen, you know, the scope of the music and, you know, set the album up for more people to be introduced to Carl Thomas as an artist.
Yeah. Okay. And you got the single out, Don't Kiss Me, one of my favorite songs this year. Love the song. Love it.
Man, thank you, man.
Yeah. You know, you worked with Rico Love on there. Mm-hmm. You know, just give me some background on how that song was created.
Well, I went to a few producers before I actually got to Rico, trying to search for a record that could be considered a modern-day throwback. Mm-hmm. And it just seemed like the translations that I was getting from other producers, maybe it just sounded a little bit too dated or maybe too modern. But Rico really knew how to capture an essence. Yeah. You know, how to take smoke out of the air and put it in a bottle. Yeah. Which is very, very, very difficult to do. And sounds of New York City, y'all. But yeah, you know, that's just basically you know, what the album's you know, meat.
Yep. And, you know, you going to be putting together a video for that song, or?
Yeah, actually, I'm doing a video with Snoop next week.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? For Don't Kiss Me. I know people aren't really used to putting out the album before you put out the video, but you know, Snoop was. I actually approached Snoop while he was in the middle of recording his album with Wiz Khalifa that he has coming out. For the soundtrack for the movie. So I just wanted to wait until after that release and be able to get a video to people, you know, and that would be just the right kind of video. You know, I didn't really want to have to rush or do anything like that. So I really wanted to come at a time when the schedule was more free.
Okay. And I noticed on this album you got a very solid cast of you know, R&B producers on there. You know, Mike City, J.R. Hudson, you know, Andre Harris, Rico Love, as we mentioned. Do you find that because of what you've accomplished in R&B, these producers are anxious to work with someone like yourself?
Man, honestly, I think that the producers, you know, that I worked with, I don't really think it's the accomplishments. I just think I don't really think it's the accomplishments. I think they just really appreciate my voice.
Yeah.
And it's really nothing more than them wanting to hear me sing over their tracks.
Yeah.
Sing over their stuff. You know, when a producer really appreciates what it is that you do, you know, he's gonna have you to work with by any means necessary.
Talk to me about when you work with a writer on a song that writes a song for you, because I had a chance
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
There was a song on the album called Running. And that record was like this. It was like a friend of mine was going through a terrible ordeal.
Yeah.
Terrible. And he went and he wrote that song. And he gave it to me, and I heard it. And I told him, I said, yo, you have got to let me record that record. Because I really feel like it was just something that people needed to hear. Yeah. Very powerful and inspirational at the same time. And it was just really easy for me to get in the studio and work with him, because we somewhat speak the same language studio-wise.
Yeah. Okay. Because I spoke to a writer you had worked with on your second album, Eric Roberson. He talked about Rebound.
Oh, Eric, man. Eric is one of my favorites. You know, I'm a real big fan of Eric's as well as a friend. Yeah. You know, he's a great guy. He's very humbled and always been approachable to his fans.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, but he's extremely talented at what he does, and Eric's a wonderful songwriter, and I plan on working with Eric again when the opportunity presents itself in the proper way.
He told me this story about how he gave you the song, and you told him that the song is no longer his. You kind of made it your own.
Yeah.
Is that the case? Like when
actually, when I took the record, I told him, I said, now you know this is gonna, you know, I'm gonna put my stamp on it. You know, and that's one of the things I like about Eric, is that he promotes the artists being themselves. You know, he promotes that. Like, he would much rather you be you than him. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Some cats, you know, they have demoitis, and they want you to mimic them verbatim, you know, but not Eric. No.
Yeah, that's good. And now, if you could, for me, your first album, Emotional, was back in 2000. If you could sum up your journey since then until now, you know, what's the journey been like for you as an artist?
I'll tell you what, it has been a series of mountaintops.
Yeah.
And valleys.
Yeah. Sometimes
you stand on top of them. Sometimes you stand between them.
Yeah. But a lot of highs, though.
Oh man. Yeah. Actually, I mean, you know, it's lonely at the top.
Yeah. Okay.
What movie was that? 5 Heartbeats. Yeah.
5 Heartbeats. Okay.
That was Flash's name of Flash's album.
Yeah.
It's Lonely at the Top, which should be in your record stores in about 2 weeks.
And one last question. You know, I noticed on this album, I read that you recorded 50 songs, but, you know, on the album you only have 10 plus the remix. You know, it's less than we're used to from on your albums. You know, was that a conscious decision?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, I just didn't want to overdo it. And, you know, me recording some of these songs, that's for me. Yeah. Not for the fans. You know, the fans, they deserve the finished product. They deserve the polished. Yeah. You know, the polished product.
Okay. And anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I'd like to add, you know, a great big thank you to the fans that came out and supported Conquer early, and the fans that are supporting it and will support it in the future. Everybody that came out and purchased Don't Kiss Me and showed me love and left wonderful comments on my Facebook page and my MySpace and whatever. I just really appreciate all of you guys.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Conquer in stores now.